I've been driving my Chevy Camaro in rallycross events for 3 years now, but recently I've boiled it down that there are 3 big disadvantages this car has at rallycross. In this video, I'm going to talk through those disadvantages and talk about how I'm going to be mitigating those disadvantages so that I can get the most out of this car in my upcoming competitions. Hey everyone, welcome to Gibbs Emphasis. My name's Nathan Gibbs. This video's emphasis is problem solving. I got this car in 2019. I've been doing rallycross events since 2021. The car's got almost 83,000 miles on it, and it's had no mechanical issues in that time that I've been doing rallycross events. It's a ton of fun to get sideways on the dirt, but the car's weakness is in those slower, more technical, tight turns around the course. My most recent rallycross event had 3 small courses instead of the one customary big one that we usually do. And going around these courses, it became abundantly clear to me that if I'm going to set fast times and not just have fun on half the course, there are improvements that need to happen both for the car and for me. So the 3 challenges that we're facing here in the Camaro are, first and foremost, it doesn't have a physical handbrake. It has one of those cheap electronic parking brakes that you just have a switch to click, but it doesn't have a physical handbrake to pull. Without that handbrake, I don't have an easy, immediate way to initiate a slide, which makes it tough in those tight corners. The car also has turbo lag. When I'm in first gear trying to get around corners and trying to power oversteer because I don't have that handbrake, it's really difficult to predict exactly when it's going to break away because unlike other Turbo 4 engines in modern cars, this has lag. This really, you need the revs and it's got a time to spool up the turbo, and because of that turbo lag, it's really hard to initiate a slide at those low speeds and then get the right amount of throttle once the boost kicks in. My experience with the turbo lag is trying to power oversteer often leads me to get way more oversteer than I bargained for and just kind of spin myself out at 10 miles an hour. One of the biggest, pun intended, issues with this car is even though it's lighter than a Subaru WRX, it's got a big footprint. It's a long boy, it's thick. Those chunky outer dimensions mean that this car has less space to maneuver compared to other cars on the rally course. So being able to rotate it, initiate those slides, and have that low speed, precise car control, it's even more important. So it's big, it has turbo lag, and it does not have a handbrake, which really isn't the traditional recipe for a rally car. But on this channel, we don't take "that looks like a bad idea" for an answer. So to problem solve these challenges, we're going to use kind of a pincer approach, coming at it from both angles. Those angles being the car and the driver. Hello there. On the car side of things, I'm looking at figuring out a catback exhaust system to free up exhaust flow and hopefully improve spool time for the turbocharger. I really don't care too much about increasing peak horsepower in this situation because the car already has more power than it has traction. So the real goal here is simply to get better flow so that the turbocharger doesn't have as much back pressure and it can spin up more effectively and be delivering that boost and that stoke when we want it, or at least sooner and closer to when we want it. On the driver's side, I'm going to be practicing in the simulator. I've got EA Sports WRC, which is kind of the sequel to Dirt Rally 2.0 made by that same team. I'm going to be practicing left foot braking, using clutch kicks to get the back end around because while I don't have a handbrake, I can at least use the benefits of a nice 6-speed manual transmission. Scariest of all, I'm actually kind of nervous about this, is learning how to do pendulum turns in the simulator. That's that Scandinavian flick, that's the famous rally move. And for this car, that'd be a really helpful skill for me to have because it's big, it's got the long wheelbase. Being able to rotate it around some of those hairpins is what I think is going to make the biggest difference overall throughout a lot of the rallycross courses I've done. We'll make the car a little better and make the driver a lot better. The hope here is that at our next event in June this year, it's April right now, we'll be able to go out there and set significantly quicker times compared to what we were doing at the most recent event. This car's a ton of fun on the dirt, and it's time to take responsibility for making it truly fast as well. If you enjoyed this video, please check out my channel and check out some of the other videos I've made about this Camaro and my 1991 Toyota MR2 project. This is going to be a fun motorsport adventure this summer. Can't wait to see you all again soon. Wow, this car is so fun. I love this car. It's a lot of fun to drive, and it's a lot of fun to drive off-road.